your proudest moment.
Yeah, my proudest moments. I do a lot of student theaters, so I think all of my achievements that I consider the proudest are probably all come from theater, and so there's this one time I think it was during my freshman year, and I was I was the music director of this charity concert for 10 piano accompaniments for like 10 songs within 3 weeks. And I taught 50 people music within 3 weeks. And we raised like over $1,200 over one night. So these are more like vague, but well, first of all, I wanted to get a master's degree in philosophy or art history in Europe, like I don't know, maybe in 10 years. And since and I guess career-wise, I am hoping to build something that I'm passionate about. And another thing is that I hope to be involved in like professional theater productions, maybe like produce a Broadway shows or something. That's kind of a really distant dream. But yeah, anyways. And lastly, I hope to live in my favorite city.
It's interesting that you talk about having career first and then do your what you're passionate about once you have the freedom. Yeah, it's an interesting thought, and a lot of people think like this. But I'm just recently confused about why don't we do whatever we are passionate about, and regardless of whatever economy and financial reasons, if you have the capability of doing so, of course. Charlene.
Proudest achievement, it's about my journey of first 2 years in college. For context, I'm deeply influenced by my surroundings and environment when I was since I was really young. So when I was in a supportive settings, I thrived. When I in a high pressure competitive settings, I just started to don't want to do anything that's useful. So I think my college journey of exploring what I love and what I'm passionate about and eventually take effort to achieve that is really like achievement of myself because this is the first time I successfully done that in an environment that I'm not adapted at first. I'll just read that from here. So those are the context information. My start at college was the latter, which is high pressure and competitive ones. It's not only about academic and career wise, it's more about like the overall environment. As an international student, I felt a strong cultural disconnection and reverted to a high school mindset of directionless competition, overloading on 18 credits of demanding STEM courses of the first semester of my freshman year. And the turning point came to in my freshman spring at a product management 101 info session. I immediately saw a career path that perfectly synthesized my long-held interest in human-computer interaction and anthropology with my computer science major. So this clarity gave me a powerful sense of purpose. And then, driven by this new focus, I was selected as one of the product fellows from my school, and I actively built my skills and networked with alumni, eventually becoming an exec member to grow our community. I also have some product management internship offers as a sophomore international student, which I'm really proud of myself. So while the offers were validating, my deepest pride comes from the process. It was the first time I succeed. I succeeded not by following a prescribed path like I did for the past 18 years of my life in the Chinese traditional or like domestic education system, but by adapting to adversity, defining my own goals, and turning genuine passion into tangible results through consistent independent effort. Um, so it's definitely a big thing for me. And before college, I think I've been always doing the thing that make me sounds like a good student in my classmate and in teacher's eyes. Um, and even in high school, I transferred to an international education system after my sophomore year, which is grade 10. And I started to this international like high school department of my high school since the grade 11. but I still have deeply have the master education mindset, which is to achieve higher score, achieve more without a concrete direction. So yeah, I think this definitely a very transformative experience for me. And for my future goal, in a very higher level, I was driven, I will be driven by deep curiosity for the human mind. My guiding ambition is to enhance the human experience, believing that technology's greatest promise is to foster connection and well-being. As a product builder, I aim to achieve this by creating transformative digital experiences, whether for healing, entertainment, or inspiration. My goal is to move beyond mere functionality and design products that are intuitive, resonant, and genuinely improve daily life, allowing me to synthesize my passion for technology with a deep-seated interest in human-centered design. And personally, I think this professional pursuit is inseparable from my personal commitment of lifelong learning. Through constant reading and travel, I hope to seek not only to deeply understand the subject that fascinate me, but also translate that understanding into tangible creations and unique insight. I believe that by continually expanding my own cognitive and empathetic horizon, I can better anticipate user need, and build technology that truly served rather than just disrupt humanity. Just a follow-up explanation for the cognitive and empathetic horizon. So after I came to the US for college, I realized everyone was is so locked in their own zone of like cognitive comfort zone, not only the physical one. Um, if like taking myself as example, I'm growing up in Beijing and I'm pretty locked in my pretty in my mindset of like the definition of success, the definition of diversity, and same to my classmate in my college. They all a lot of them come from really like small town, and they are also very locked in. So I think the world is less open-minded than I thought before. So this is also an inspiration for my personal commitment.
A couple months ago, there was someone from like my community that asked me a question about a career decision. She has a bunch of friends starting a startup, but at the same time, she's working for Microsoft as a product manager. She's thinking whether that startup is risk reverse enough for her to jump out of Microsoft. I think a lot of people especially in like big tech companies are thinking like this. If you're sure about what your first job is after graduation, you pretty much just go through it, what you just said, like a domestic mindset of like, oh, I just get the highest score. Like it's the same like getting a job as a product manager. Like if there is a clear path to go to that, then you just do the best, like doing mock interviews, doing like your resume and everything. Like make sure you can cover every single product that you know how to do those products, how to improve those products in real life, and that's it, like you can get a job. But then life is not about that. Life is not about just like maximizing like your whatever outcome and take one after another exam in your life. You have to think about what you are passionate about, what you want to do in your life. It might not give you the best outcome like right now, but you never know in the future. Like you might just like invest in something that could pay off after 5, 10 years, but you could never tell. At least you could tell yourself that working on something for like 5 years make you feel happy. Like that is enough, right? You think that the past 5 years is well spent. All the other criterias from this society is not how you make decisions.
That was a lot. I was like, wow, that's pretty nice. I'm like, dang, I need to go next. I was like,
We
yeah.
can let you go next.
Oh, okay. Okay then. My most proud achievement unironically happened last semester. So I was coming back from visiting my friend in Budapest, and I expected a certain scholarship, and that scholarship kind of got canceled on me. And I was like, oh, that's not the most nice situation. So I had what, around 4 or so months of rent that needed to be paid, and I had no money. And like, I'm not the most financially well off, but I've always relied on these scholarships to like kind of carry me. And so I was like, what do I do in this situation? So I was also a TA, but I got like $12 an hour or something for like a few hours a week. So I was like, okay, in order to pay what was the rent? Like $850 this month, and for the next month, and also pay for food. I needed to grab two other jobs as well. So while doing what, it was like a 16 credit course load, I was also a sunglass store associate, as well as a BJ's server and a CSTA. And I ran that for like the remainder of the semester, which was like extremely chaotic, but it was also really fun. So I'd have like 12-hour work days. I lost a lot of weight. It was a lot of calories lost. I like ran across the floor a lot. It was make a lot of cool friends. That was kind of the hardest thing I've done physically. Usually like there's mental stress, like, oh wait, I need to study for this exam, but that was actually like difficult. And from that experience, I kind of learned like at the end of the day, if you put your mind to something, or if I put my mind to something, it's kind of possible. And I actually enjoyed it a lot. People I met were kind of really cool. Still made a lot of close friends from that. And I go back next semester and they'll still be there. Still go like climbing with them, go to the gym with them, et cetera, et cetera. So that's my most proud achievement. And I also got like, well, like a 3.9 GPA that semester. So that worked out. Um, in terms of future plans or like goals, I kind of just want to make a big impact and a positive impact. I don't have like a specific, oh, I want to be like the ideal PM, because initially I was doing software engineering and I was like, oh, this is so cool. But then I was like, do I really care about all this implementation stuff, or do I just want to make cool things?
For context, I decided to be a product manager since I was in high school, just because I think it's cool to build new product and solve users' problem. But then, as you work on social media for like 4 years, it depends on which part you're working on. The fundamental skills is just very fundamental. Everybody knows about it. It depends on the domain knowledge when you work on a specific product. And then after a few years, like a lot of people are like, you guys, super smart in college, and then you get bored and you're thinking about what is the next thing for me. Yes, there will be something that, for example, if you ask me to work on robotics PM, right? I probably don't know how to do the job from day one, but we also learn fast. After like 1 year maximum, you are able to have a lot of output for the company. And of course, you also always think about, oh, you want to start a business, right? You want to be an entrepreneur. That's why a lot of people wanted to be a PM. But then you started to look at most of the AI startups today and think whether you want to build a product like that, right? Because I will talk about this later in our during your research on AI startups, you also realize that they don't really have a competitive advantage these days. I will tell you guys why later, so you don't quit the Zoom right now and don't listen to my course. But you also started to think, oh, AI is cool, but whether it is the thing I want to do in my life, right? There will be multiple trains in during the time that you live on this planet. And what are the things that you really care about? I do think a lot of product managers' thinking is very predictable. And I think that is understandable because that's what a corporate job is. Not only product manager, engineering, sales, marketing, all of them think predictably, right? Because that is how you do your job. And you care about certain metrics, you care about certain outcome, and you do the job to optimize for that outcome. And on top of that, you have a company culture and your company strategy, right? So if you work in a certain environment for a while, your behavior is very predictable. And it's very hard for you to think outside of the box. And that is also another topic we're going to talk about today. And the company gene is very hard to change. So a lot of people change jobs, a lot of people change environment, change industries, to think more comprehensively. Yeah, that's the nature of the job. Not making you guys sad about your future, but you have to think deeper about what you want in your life. This question was amazing because someone did ask me, and she was JJ's colleague at LinkedIn, what you want to achieve in your life. I am someone who has grown up by seeing my mom, who is very hardworking, and she used to always say, "Give your best, give your best, give your best." And I was like, "Oh no!" Like I used to only give my best to the things which I like. Okay, and so I was academically always at the top three,
But at sports, I was the worst. Like I used to never like it. So in my third year of engineering, I founded a newsletter just because I really wanted to make an impact and help people. And organically, I pulled it to 20,000 subscribers, and I was all over the country. Like, okay, this guy is doing something which we really want to do, and how he's doing. Like, and I was happy. I was all over the place. Like, okay, this is what I've done, and I'm going to keep going it. And just to tell my parents that I'm going to have a stable job after my college. I took a job offer from EY, but I knew that I was never going to use it. So I continued with my newsletter. COVID came in, we grew more, we grew, and but after the COVID ended, the 2022 era, the newsletter was not picking up, things were not going well, and I thought about. And then I was like, I cannot continue this. And the job offer of EY, which I had, was it was no more valid. So I was at a point of square, like what I should do with my life. And so I reached out to the dean of the university. So in India, we have college placements, unlike America. Companies do come to our college and things go around. So I sat in the last company which came on my university campus and it was paying the list. And I was like, shall I sit to this company? I deserve better. But I sat anyway. I got the job. But then I came across Murphy's Law. If something is going to go wrong, it will still go wrong. And yeah, uh, the company I joined, it was not good. Things were not fine there. So I quit again. I was like, no, I want to do something which is impactful. So I reached out to all influencers, creators, which I connected to the companies which I worked for during my newsletter because people used to run ads on my newsletter. And somehow I got a contractual job as a product management consultant for a startup. And I was doing internship with few people at the US, and it was good. This continued over the year, but I was like, no, I am 22. I have to get a full time job. I have to do something which is, and I got a job at uh, biggest bank in India, but it is not. So I don't want to make a story wherein I had a bad situation. I made good out of it, but that 1 year I realized that uh, it is good to be good at what you like. But if you really care about what you like, you have to do things which you don't like. And you have to also be better at it because sometimes in life, things go all the way very bad. And I felt that phase of life, I learned a lot about myself, became aware. I connected with so many people. And so before, I used to feel very shy to present myself. I was like, yeah, this is one of my most biggest achievement that I can do things which I don't like. And yeah, I'm not at the best place right now, which want to go upon, but I'm surely making progress. And thing which I really want to do in my life, I want to help people. I love that. I want to make an impact. In which space, I still don't know. I'm figuring out.
It's always fascinating to hear like your story and Hamza's story about like you guys are basically like put into a very bad situation to start with, and then you got out of it. Like it's always like so fascinating to hear story like that. And you can see like more of your potential after that. Um
Uh,
yeah.
I
It,
agree.
it's really
It's like I realized that I used to not like failure before, but now I feel like no, it does. It's good.
yeah.
Reveals the part which I don't know about myself. So most of the people work very, 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 very hard to find a job or to find a company and to start something. But what will make you different from everyone is after you get that opportunity, do you work harder than before? Because that's where the least competition is. And if you do better at that, you are the best. I will pop it to Shirley.
Hi, I guessed right. Okay, I'll share my screen now. Well, I do have some pictures to show But like this PPT is not presented for today. It's actually to present for my defense of what I'm going to talk about. So what I was most proud of was that I ran an association from 0 to 1 in my first year as master in my university. So it's actually a really interesting and huge university because it involved like over 1,000 of like college students, and our main mission was to like cook and like all these delicious bakeries were made by us and organized by us. So we'll run this kind of baking activities each weekend, and we'll recruit students who are interested in to join us. So like these two great Excel docs was all the activities that we ran. So like each weekend we have 3 to 4 these bakery activities, and it will involve like almost over 100. It seems like it's a little, but like if you compare with like a usual bakery activity that would involve, it's actually a huge number, because like each space that is used to this kind of like bakery experience thing actually cannot accommodate over 20 people, I think. So we have used all our human resources and all our like thoughts to like maximize the space use and resource use, etc. And we will really plan delicately and like raise funds from no including like students. They will give us like activity fee, and we'll recruit some funds from organizations like others, associations. So another like main activities that we used to do was to like associate with big bread stores around Beijing city, which was my college is situated at, and we'll do this kind of group buying. Though these are all Chinese, I'll explain to you guys, so no worry. Like these are called group buying, which means like because our school is located around this area, but the main part of Beijing that most people would go around and like fancy things are located at are all at here. It seems very close, but it actually needs over half an hour, 1 hour car ride without traffic jam to get there. So it actually became a problem for like college students, for us, the people who are at their prime years, who had nothing to worry about but to eat. Yes, so we really crave for this kind of delicious food. So I just in my first year at college, I saw this chance. It's actually by accident, which I wrote here. Just it started really unexpectedly. I just saw a recruitment from my WeChat post that a bakery owner was looking for student delegators to help sell their products on campus. So what I do was to collect orders from my surrounding students. I ran a WeChat group, and we sent big orders like over 2,300 yuan per time to them, and they will collect all the food, all the bakery, all the breads there, and they send to the college through a really big car, and I'll do the send out process at school. And after like 2 or 3 years of running this group buying WeChat group, which over like 20,000 people times have joined in my group buying thing. And it was come to the year that I was about to leave the university. So I just decided to, because all these things was run by myself only. So after the time that I was about to leave the college, I decided to make this really organized and which can run in the long run after I leave the university. So I just launched this organization, which turned bigger and bigger. And sadly, it's another success story, but not that success as well. Sadly, I won a quite good award awarded by our school. Yes, to recognize our like creativity or like contribution to the school and the student life. Spent too many words with describing my achievements, so I just wrote one sentence to what I want to achieve in my life is to use love, passion, and inspiration to create something that is beneficial to all people. Yes, because like I'm an F person according to MBTI, so I really stress the love thing pretty much. Yes, which is shown in how I run this bakery association, as you can see. So that's all. Thank you.
Impressive, really impressive. And I like how you talk about achieving my life sounds like a company mission.
Let's go to Jing.
Yeah, so I will not get my document out. I just want you guys focus on my face. Yeah, so I will start with my biggest achievement. So one of the things I feel like really like achievement for me is like back to 2 years ago, I started a social media account with my vocal coach and earned her first 20K fans. I feel like during that time I even didn't thought about like I will do like PMs or those stuff. I just like feel like cause as a really deep user of her product, that's cause I really love her class. I just wanna like share my thoughts, share what I acquire from her classes to everybody else. So I just help her to post all the like fun things, fun video cuts from our class to the Red Note. So it just get attentions of a lot of people's. And after that, I feel like she should kind of change her uh, way of selling her class. So we started to like build a product back to then. I even didn't realize it is a product, but I just like help her to kind of sell her classes and kind of to demonstrate her like the funniest things in her class and her teaching style to people's in the social medias, and it just get her a lot of fans. So one takeaway I had from that is I think like building a product or doing go to market, it don't have to be like something huge. Like I found a startup that's AI. It don't have to be like that. It can start from really small things, like helping my friend, helping my vocal coach to sell her class, to demonstrate what's most interesting of her class to everybody else. Yeah, so my for my future goals, I just wanna like say, cause once I came here like in Bay Area, I figured out like everybody like kind of share the same thoughts. Like we're kind of live in a small bubbles that peoples are interested in the same topics. They're interested in AI. So I kind of in the future want to be like to be in different industries, to try different things, like maybe do product, maybe not, but like just like try as many as things like I want in my life, and I can feed myself and ensure I can feed myself, yeah, at the same times. Yeah, and also like I feel like yeah, that's one thing I really want to complaining about is like no diversity at all. A really fun story is like last month, well, I eat outside, like after I work for a day, like 6 p.m. and I go outside with my friend, and she started talking, oh my God, do you know there is a new product, new AI product? I said, shut up. Okay, stop. Stop. I don't want to talk about AI anymore. Let's talk about your new boyfriend. And my friend just talk about her new boyfriend for 5 minutes and then said, do you know what? Do you know there is an AI dating app? I said, oh my God, stop. I don't want to talk about your new AI dating app. And like the only diversities in my life in Bay Area is from my aunts and uncles and my cousins. They're like in healthcare industry, so they basically talk a lot about their like healthcare careers. I feel like, oh my God, that's fresh air. It's something new for me. And I just stay here, stayed there to listen. And then they figure out I didn't involve into the conversation. They're just trying to get me involved. So they just started to talk about, oh my God, do you know there's an AI product? I say, no, shut up. I don't want to hear about that anymore. So yeah, and from then I know like yeah, my only diversity is die since that second. Yeah, so maybe in the futures try different lives, try different stuff, and yeah, at the same time try to feed myself or like yeah, maybe cannot feed myself, then just just go back to do PM to feed myself first. Okay, thank you.
Where are you located again?
I'm looking at Bay Area right now.
Oh, that makes sense. I have the same feeling. 2 weeks ago, I traveled to New York, and I feel like it's such a fresh air. Uh, not everybody is talking about AI. Not every billboard is about AI. People advertise dating apps on subways, which is very interesting. Um, but yeah, we are definitely in a bubble, period. And I think it's very interesting dynamics right now. I think I don't know how many VCs have you guys talked with, how many startup founders have you guys talked with. I think it is a very interesting dynamics, because I think from VC's perspective, they didn't get what they wanted back in the days when they were investing in Web3. And now AI is basically the thing that they want to get return on investment. Um, and and also it's an industry thing because over the past 2 decades, most of the capital are in software industry. So if you have the most capital, you have the most talent. And you have so many people working on software and optimizing everything. And right now they face a situation where whether their expertise is still relevant, right? Because AI could replace software engineers' job. AI could replace a lot of people's job in big tech because all the talents are here and all the knowledge shared are here too. So now I think it is very interesting to see all the people trying to build AI startup because they think this is the last wave in pure software industry, right? They have this fear of if this is not going to work out, then what is the next thing for me? Because all I know is in software. But yeah, I think other industry deserve more capital.
You could just hard pivot. Like my smartest friend right now, he graduated a year early, and he's at Google or the Google search team. He's making like 220K, and every single like message I get from him is just like, "Oh, this guy runs a pizzeria alone, and he makes $2 million." And he's like, "Oh, I hate working on this team. It's so boring. I don't do anything." And he's really smart. He got assignments done that, people would get done in like a week in like 3 hours. And he'd be like, "Oh, I just exaggerate the amount of time I do things just so I can like relax and not do anything at Google." And I'm still onboarding. Told me it'll take a year and a half to finish onboarding, so I'm not trusted with anything, and I just do nothing all day, and it's really boring. And he's just like, I just really want to start. His name's Hari. He's like, I want to start Hari's Curry and just like start a curry shop. You know how fun and like happy I'd be. And I'm just like, damn, okay. Sometimes bliss isn't in, working for Google search engine.
I'm going to pass to Lisa.
So actually the proudest moment I'm gonna talk about is I'm also like doing theater and stage design before I enter into the college, and I built up some like stage design products. Like it's like Hedda Gabler is theater. I do all of this stage by hands by myself within 3 months. And there is another play I've made. So actually like before I come to college, I told myself I'm gonna do art and I am gonna do film, I'm gonna do theater, like forever. And then all the things changed when I first entered the USC and I took one acting class, and everyone is like acting like a theater kids, and they're like um so energetic every day. And I feel like it's very awkward for me to like acting in front of everyone. So I was really struggled in my first semester at USC, and I just want to change my directions because also because of some like cultural gaps, I cannot like become very good friends with them. So then I'm gonna like changed my career to business, and I explored like many business related industries like finance and consulting, and end up with like I don't like it, but I just have to finish like my first master's acting class. Actually, I feel like very proudest I can finish that. I think I acted like 3 scenes with my another partner. It's all about like LGBTQ, that kind of area and that kind of theaters I never know before. But I have to like
finish that assignments. So I finally like present all of this like acting scenes in front of 20 professionals and students, which I feel very proud of. But then I just changed to business and then like start my career in tech, and I want to become like product manager in the future. So maybe second part I would talk about like what I want to achieve in my life. Actually, I want to create products and experiences that can connect people's life and film and also like the world. I really want to create a products like people and like everyone is basically like in community and they can co-create something. They can change their minds, change their like dreams into something visible. Probably like some 2C products. And everyone just live in a live in an online world and they can like talk to each other, they can live together there. So yeah, I think this is basically I want to do in the future, but probably I'm gonna do film when I have money.
Yeah, bad decision to join the consumer product management space. Do you want to pop to someone else?
Pop up to Hazel.
Like I've interviewed a lot of my friends on like what is the proudest thing they've achieved right now. And because we are Stanford, a lot of people say going to Stanford. And I think that's so boring. Like you have done so much in order to get into a university. And then after the university, your only goal is to like go to some big tech, go to some big name and everything. And what I want to say is that like I found something that I would like to do that is one of my interests. So I have been a K-pop fan for like 4 years. K-pop have supported me during like my application year, and I've been to a lot of like concerts. And during that, and also interaction with some other my fans friends, I found out like there are a lot of pain points in this industry right now, and it is like having an estimation of over like two, $200 billion in 2030, and which means that there's like a space that we can actually get something into. So I'm building a startup right now, with one of my friend. She has done a lot of business as well, and with my boyfriend, who's my technical co-founder. Okay, which is very great because I can push him to do anything that I want, and with no pay and no anything. So like I think I'm proud is like I can do things that I really am passionate about and can do interest in it, and I'm happy to like stay overnight to do it. Oh, okay. Anyone looking at this video from Xiaojing's like Xiaodai's platform, please reach out to me if you want to invest in me or if you want to be my partner. Okay. This is a part. Okay, right now, so like I'm proud is like I can put my energy and efforts into the things I like and can produce something that may actually benefit this community. What I want to achieve is I'm also like I applied to Stanford through comparative literature and film studies. So which is quite interesting because I ever step into this university, I began try to go to code, and which is a huge failure. And that's why like I didn't get to SWE and decide to do product management because I can't do code. And I think like going to product manager or going to startup is a way of experiencing the things and a way of accumulating some resources and money and opportunities and connections that can help me like to experience this world and to know like what I am in this world for. And for like in the future, perhaps I can like write a script and make it into a movie that I'd like to like film. And I think it's important that I may leave something in this world that replace me to live forever, because I can't, or perhaps, or possibly I can in the future. So I think it's important that I have enough experience, even though some of them may be failure and some of them may be like torture. But I think experience is very important, and I want to collect as much memory as possible in this life.
Finally, we're talking about pop culture and made me feel like Gen Z. Thanks. Do you want to pop to someone else?
Taryn.
The achievement I'm most proud of is being a volunteer at the Paris Olympics game last summer, which is my first solo journey aboard. So in December 2023, when I received the offer to become the Olympics volunteer, I was overjoyed. I dream of embarking on my first adventure overseas. At that moment, I was so thrilled that I didn't realize the challenges ahead. This is my first time to go abroad, and I couldn't speak French, and there's no partners with me. But maybe that's a bonus I have at 21. So I booked an Airbnb to live with a local French family in a small town far away from the central Paris. When I arrived, I found this is a really remote and somewhat old town, and honestly, I'm afraid. So I often work quickly until I got to places like subway station where I could spot police officers. Um, I love connecting with people from diverse background, and that becomes the biggest treasure on my journey. Yeah, I just add some pictures on my journey right now. And so I really have some casual conversation with a grandpa who was attending his eighth Olympics as a journalist. I also share like mooncakes with a girl from Belgium at the beginning, at the opening ceremony, wondering on the street with a swimming athlete who was supposed to be at the competition. And luckily, I also was interviewed by a CCTV reporter, and this is my first time to be in the CCTV. So, and my story might to the TV. And the moment I congratulate medalists here and took pictures with them. But this journey wasn't always easy. I remember the first day I got Paris, my phone died at the airport, and the police couldn't speak English to help me to find a charger. So I was wandering in the airport for over 1 hour to find a charger to get my phone like a week. And also my sausage I brought from China were secretly eaten by my host dog. So I almost lost my breakfast for the whole trip. I also got a fever for 4 days and how to take care of myself alone. And of course, there were moments of homesickness and loneliness. But all of that, both the joy and hardship, made this 1 month experience unforgettable. And when I read this a few days ago, it is the first year anniversary of Paris Olympics game. So looking back, I never forget the summer, which when I brave and curious girl stepped into the world and embrace it in a coolest way. Yeah, and looking forward, what I want to achieve in my life. So first, generally, I wanted to live a life that feels meaningful, surrounded by passion, purpose, and people I love. And professionally, I hope to work on products and projects that create real, lasting value for society. And personally, I want to keep exploring the world, traveling to places less traveled, experience different cultures, and embarrassing diverse ways of living. I want to keep reading, writing, and growing in this progress. And one day, I love to open my own bar, a cozy space where stories are shared over a glass of wine and conversations last deep into the night.
Oh, sounds like you came to the right class. A lot of you guys just want to build good products for people. Okay, I think Richie, you're the last one.
I feel proud when I break through some limitations. Some kind of East Asian mindset. We just go for some goals, and when we achieve that, we go for the next. But recently, I helped my team and myself break free from an efficient workflow, and that kind of moment make me feel proud of myself. Well, our team often works with large JSON-L files. That kind of files, though machine friendly, they are hard to annotate or edit manually. And we usually convert them to spreadsheets and upload to facial also lag. But this process is constrained by a 50,000 character cell limit and a 20 MB file cap, making it unfit for handling very long content. And actually, we are doing a very long content for over 1 week, and I thought our sites. So I used AI to help me build a lightweight local tool with those functions like read JSON file and render in Markdown style in a UA and support inline editing, tagging, and saving the files, and also no coding required during the use.
After multiple iterations and testing, the tool worked. And when I shared it, a colleague shook me excitedly and said, This is amazing. I am so proud of that moment. And that moment confirmed my passion, not just for tech, but for solving real problems and delivering real value. And for my life vision, I hope to move between two levels, solving tangible problems and uncovering hidden knowledge. Practically, I want to be hands-on like an engineer, solving the things that it should work, but it doesn't. And speak in another way, I seek to understand the target, those things that it shouldn't work, but it did. I think that this could reveal deeper logic beneath chaos. And I believe every user behavior has a pattern, every great solution has a teachable method. I want to build products that not only solve problems, but empower users to solve their own. And my ultimate goal is for my method to become a verb. Just like people say, Google it. I want them to say, I don't know the product or the name, but just let as something it.
Your background is in linguistic, right?
Yes,
Not engineering.
not engineering.
Interesting, really impressive. Okay, I thought this process was gonna take half an hour, but you guys took a whole hour. So we're gonna jump to the class first. Otherwise you're gonna think that I'm a spam and just not giving you class and let you guys share with each other.